Let's cross over to our London studios, where we're now joined by Yola Abdavid, who's going to give us an update. Yolo, all right, Prince Charles confirmed with COVID-19. What's his condition?
His condition is that he has a mild case of coronavirus. He was seen by health officials in National Health Scotland, in Aberdeenshire, in this private estate owned by the Queen, Balmoral Castle. It's in a remote national park area of Scotland. So it's in its own grounds, 20,000 hectares. That's where he's convalescing. That's where he's going to be for the foreseeable future. He and his wife went up to Scotland a couple of days ago. It is significant because he is the first member of the royal family to be struck by this virus. He is the oldest and the longest reigning heir to the throne. And of course, there is concern by some people because of that. What is interesting is that he was in a public event in London on the 10th of this month with Prince Albert from Monaco, who's also contracted the virus. So the thinking now is it possible whether they were in the same place and contracted the disease at that same time? But there are no real fears about Prince Charles, even though he's 71 years old. He is in that bracket, the age bracket, where people have to be careful.
Yola, let me ask you this. You said that he met with Prince Albert of Monaco at the beginning of the month. Do we have any knowledge that he might have met his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, recently? Because you say he's 71, not a very major age group in terms of demographic, but the Queen Elizabeth, the Queen, certainly at a much higher age group, let me ask, have they been in contact?
They were in contact on the 12th, apparently, the 12th of March, but that's 2 weeks ago. And if these symptoms are mild and they are obviously gathering pace now, and he's been struck ill now, so far there's no news about the Queen. You're right, she is elderly. She's 93, still the reigning monarch. She's moved from Buckingham Palace to Windsor Castle on the outskirts of London, and she's said to be in good health. So tests have also been carried out, obviously, on her and her husband, Prince Philip. But I think there will be far more questions now to see whether there is any tie to those two public engagements that Prince Charles were involved in on the 12th and on the 10th of March, and whether indeed at that water aid charity in London, where Prince Albert of Monaco and Prince Charles, whether they caught the virus around that same time, because they happened to be in the same event.
All right, Yola Abdavid, thank you very much for joining us here on the NewsHour, live from London.